He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. Sweat more during peace, bleed less during war. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and seek to win. Even the finest sword plunged into salt water will eventually rust. Quickness is the essence of the war. Wheels of justice grind slow, but grind fine. Victory comes from finding opportunities in problems. Never venture, never win. If the mind is willing, the flesh could go on and on. Without many things, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Wheels of justice grind slow, but grind fine. Victory comes from finding opportunities in problems. If the mind is willing, the flesh could go on and on. Without many things, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. The art of war is of vital importance to the state. It is a matter of life and death, a road either to safety or to ruin. Hence it is a subject of inquiry, which can on no account be neglected. Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. There is no instance of a nation benefiting from prolonged warfare. Who wishes to fight must first count the cost. You have to believe in yourself. One may know how to conquer without being able to do it. What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels in winning with ease. One mark of a great soldier is that he fight on his own terms, or fights not at all. Anger may in time change to gladness. Vexation may be succeeded by content, but a kingdom that has once been destroyed can never come again into being, nor can the dead ever be brought back to life. There are roads which must not be followed, armies which must not be attacked, towns which must not be besieged, positions which must not be contested, commands of the sovereign which must not be obeyed. The general who wins the battle makes many calculations in his temple before the battle is fought. The general who loses makes but few calculations beforehand. Strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. Tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat. A wise general makes a point of foraging of the enemy. Move swift as the wind and closely formed as the wood. Attack like the fire and be still as the mountain. Do not press an enemy at bay. For them to perceive the advantage of defeating the enemy, they must also have their rewards. If quick, I survive. If not quick, I am lost. This is death. To secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands. But the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. Bravery without forethought causes a man to fight blindly and desperately like a mad bull. Such an opponent must not be encountered with brute force, but may be lured into an ambush and slain. Ponder and deliberate before you make a move. Rewards for good service should not be deferred. A single day. Begin by seizing something which your opponent holds dear. Then he will be amenable to your will. If words of command are not clear and distinct, if orders are not thoroughly understood, then the general is to blame. But if orders are clear and the soldiers nevertheless disobey, then it is the fault of their officers. It is easy to love your friend, but sometimes the hardest lesson to learn is to love your enemy. For a knowledge cannot be gotten from ghosts and spirits, cannot be had by analogy, cannot be found out by calculation. It must be obtained from people who know the conditions of the enemy. If you fight with all your might, there is a chance of life. Whereas death is certain, few cling to your corner. Do not swallow bait offered by the enemy. Do not interfere with an army that is returning home. We cannot enter into alliances until we are acquainted with the designs of our neighbors. When the outlook is bright, bring it before their eyes, but tell them nothing when the situation is gloomy. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy, so that he cannot fathom our real intent. Hence that general is skillful in attack, whose opponent does not know what to defend, and he is skillful in defense, whose opponent does not know what to attack. Those skilled at making the enemy move do so by creating a situation to which he must conform. They entice him with something he is certain to take, and with lures of ostensible profit they await him in strength. When your army has crossed the border, you should burn your boats and bridges, in order to make it clear to everybody that you have no hankering after home. Move not unless you see an advantage. Use not your troops unless there is something to be gained. Fight not unless the position is critical. The general who advances without coveting fame and retreats without fearing disgrace, whose only thought is to protect his country and do good service for his sovereign, is the jewel of the kingdom. It is only the enlightened ruler and the wise general who will use the highest intelligence of the army for the purposes of spying, and thereby they achieve great results. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. Great results can be achieved with small forces. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. If soldiers are punished before they have grown attached to you, they will not prove submissive, and, unless submissive, then will be practically useless. If, when the soldiers have become attached to you, punishments are not enforced, they will still be unless. Convince your enemy that he will gain very little by attacking you. This will diminish his enthusiasm. Treat your men as you would your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley. When the enemy is relaxed, make them toil. When full, starve them. When settled, make them move. Be extremely subtle even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious even to the point of soundlessness. Thereby you can be the director of the opponent's fate. Water shapes its course according to the nature of the ground over which it flows. The soldier works out his victory in relation to the foe whom he is facing. When one treats people with benevolence, justice, and righteousness, and reposes confidence in them, the army will be united in mind, and all will be happy to serve their leaders. To fight and conquer in all our battles is not supreme excellence. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting.